Have you ever wanted to be a digital spy, to set up hidden camera in your own network, not to watch your own traffic, but to see who is trying to break in? That's exactly what we'll be doing in today's video. Welcome back to the channel, guys. In this tutorial, we are building our very own honeypot. Now, if you're new to this concept, a honeypot is a security mechanism designed to detect, deflect, and study hacking attempts. Think of it as the most tempting piece of bait you can leave out. It looks like a vulnerable, valuable system, a sweet, juicy target for any attacker, but in reality, it is an isolated control trap. And the best part, we are going to build one from scratch right here, right now. You might be thinking, I'm just one person, why will I need a honeypot? Great question. First, learning and curiosity. This is the ultimate hands-on lab to see what the threat landscape actually looks like. You will see live attack attempts, common password being used, and the tools both used to scan the internet. It's a front row seat to the silent war happening online every day. Secondly, early warning systems. If you run any kind of server, a honeypot can act as a canary in the coal mine. If your honeypot starts getting hammered, you know attackers are actively scouting your network range and you can check the security for your real systems. And third, it's a massive resume booster. Understanding attacker methodology is a core skill in cybersecurity. Being able to set up, monitor, and analyze a honeypot shows a deep practical understanding of network security. So what are we actually building? We are going to deploy a fantastic open source honeypot called Cowrie. Cowrie is brilliant because it mimics a real Linux system. When an attacker connects, they get a fake shell, a fake file system. They can run command, try to download malware, even change passwords, and we will be logging every single keystroke. We will see exactly what they are trying to do. Now, a critical disclaimer. We are doing this in a safe, ethical, and legal way. We are setting this up using our own Ubuntu ISO machine, and I'll be using Kali Linux as my attacker machine. This is purely for educational purpose. We are not entrapment artists. We are researchers, safe first always. And here is a quick rundown of what we are going to be doing. We're just going to set up installation, configuration, deployment, then the moment of truth. Now you can use your Kali Linux to host your Cowrie, that's fine, but I wanted to use two different machines to make the demonstration clearer. This is where the magic happens. You're not just passively watching a tutorial, you're actively building a system that will interact with a global hacking community. If that sounds exciting to you, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It truly helps the channel out and let you know when we drop more content like this. Before we move into the terminal, make sure you have a fresh installation of Ubuntu Server 22.04 or your Kali Linux machine is ready to go. If you don't know how to install Kali Linux, there's one video on the ethical hacking playlist on this channel. You can follow it up. I'll be updating how to install Kali Linux on VirtualBox in the days ahead. And if you also want me to, make a video on how to install this Ubuntu server, you can just drop it in the comment. Alright, without further ado, let's stop talking about it and let's start building. Fire up your terminal and let's begin. The first command you need to run is a command to update your system packages. You can run this command on your screen: sudo apt update, sudo apt upgrade with a -y. This might take a little time if your installation is new, and it might take a little time if you've been using but not updating your packages. You just have to be patient. Also, depending on the speed of your network. Next, we need to run a command to install all essential dependencies. So just run this command on your screen right now: sudo apt install git python 3 -pip, that's pip, python 3 -vent python 3 -dev -y. This will install all the dependencies needed for this project. I have them installed already, that is why mine didn't take time. Yours might take a little time, you just have to be patient. Once you confirm your dependencies are installed, run this command on your screen to create a dedicated user for security: sudo add user --disabled -password -gecos, two quotes, and Cowrie. The user we're adding, the name of the user is Cowrie. So just run this command. Now that we have created a new user, we have to switch to the user we have created by running this command: sudo su -cowrie, which is the name of the username we created. Once you switch to this user, you can clone the Cowrie repository. We're going to be setting a simple Cowrie honeypot, so we'll download it from this GitHub repository. Just run this command: git clone and the repository link. Next, we need to run this command to create a virtual environment. Just run the command on your screen. I'm not running these commands because my environment is already set up, so I just want to walk you through the same steps. Run the command on your screen first. Once you run this command, second, you need to activate the environment you just created by running this other command. Once you run this other command, you're going to see this extension on your command line. Now, the next command you need to run is to install Python dependencies by running these two commands: pip install --upgrade pip install -r requirement.txt. Just run these commands on your screen. Now you see we have a small troubleshoot to do. Notice the error says it can't find the requirement.txt. That's because we need the extract file name. Let me show you how you quickly fix this. First, we need to check what files actually exist by running this command ls-la. List files in the current directory. It lists all files in the current directory. Or you can just decide to run this other command on your screen to specifically look for the requirement of files directly. After running the find command, we actually discover that the requirement.txt file actually exists, but in a different directory. So once you notice this, what you need to do is we need to cd into the directory where we have requirement.txt, which is the home directory of Cowrie. So first thing we need to do is type ls, and you can see Cowrie and the Cowrie environment. We cd to Cowrie, and here we can type pwd to confirm we're in the home directory. You see we have home and Cowrie. So let's type ls and check if we have requirement.txt. Now you can see the requirement.txt file here, right? So we're going to go ahead to run our command again to see if it works this time. This command pip install -r requirement.txt, hit enter. If you notice, it gave us an error again. Could not open requirements file because our command says requirements without an S, but the actual file has an S. So that is where the error should come from. Let's just call the command again and we add S here and see what happens. Hit enter. It should work this time. Now you see it works, right? So these are the little troubleshoot you might have when working. You just need to take your time, go through them. And when you encounter a troubleshoot like this, it helps you learn a lot within that particular environment you're working. So now my requirement.txt is installing. The next thing is to check if the packages were installed correctly by running the command on your screen. Now that the requirements are installed, here are the next steps we need to take. We need to configure the Cowrie by copying the default configuration file. Run this command on your screen. Once you run the command, you need to nano into that file and make some key changes. You need to change the SSH port to avoid conflict. You need to enable and disable services, like the SSH should be enabled true. Follow this I'll paste this code in a Google Sheet in the description of this video. Just make sure you follow what is on the sheet and make the changes when you nano into this file. Now let's go ahead and start Cowrie and check if it's running smoothly. First, run this command bin/Cowrie start, hit enter and wait for a second. Now you run bin/Cowrie status. You should see a status like running. Let's just try it and see. Before we move to Kali Linux and start attacking our Honeypot target, let's confirm it's running and show the process, and we'll show the listing ports. First, just run these commands on your screen to confirm it's running. Now we can confirm it's running. Let's run the second command, the net start command, to confirm the port is running on 2222. And you can see it is a TCP connection running on 2222. The port listening is 2222. Now our target is ready. We are targeting attackers. Remember, we just want to capture what attackers do, and we're going to capture their keystrokes and see the exact command and everything they are doing. So now we're going to use Kali Linux as our attacker machine, and we're going to try to hack into this Honeypot, and we will come back to see if the commands we were running from Kali Linux was actually capturing in the file in our Ubuntu system. Let's go. Now that our Honeypot is ready, we're going to use another terminal to run it like an attacker, just to see what attackers can actually do when they see a vulnerability like this. And also we're going to see how we are going to capture everything they are doing, their keystrokes, to know the exact attack they are trying to do, and we can actually implement them on the real system we are protecting. Remember, in the beginning of this video I said Honeypot is important when you place it in front of a real server, so that when attackers are trying to manipulate with your network, you can see it from their keystrokes. By then then you will know exactly the kind of attack they are trying to do, and you can start protecting your real server just to keep it intact before they get to touch your real server. So I'm going to use this other terminal in the same Ubuntu machine because many people might use just a single virtual machine for the attacks. If you are using Kali Linux as your attacker machine and Ubuntu as your Honeypot server, that's still fine. Everything works the same. So the command we're going to run this command to actually have access to the Linux server, and from there we're going to run some few commands. Then we'll go back to check the commands we are running as an attacker. To run this command on a new server, or if you're using a different virtual machine for the attack, you run the same command: SSH root at IP address -p, then the port which was 2222, and you hit enter. And remember, you're running this from the Cowrie environment. They're going to prompt you with this. You can just type yes. If you actually used a password on your Ubuntu server, they're going to ask for a password. But if you did not use a password on that Ubuntu server, they will not ask for a password. And in case they ask for a password, an attacker will use what is known as brute force method to try to, brute force into the server. But all of this is going to be recorded in a file in your Ubuntu system. So these are the things we want. We want them to literally do every kind of attack they can do, so that we can capture what they can do and make sure protect our system according to what the attackers are showing us on our honeypot. So now that I'm inside, you see I'm a root. If I type something like pwz, which is present working directory, it's going to show me as root. If I run something like who am I, root, you see this other command, they have given me the banner. I can even download Google using the wget command, you see. Now everything works well, and we are assuming the attacker has had access to our honeypot, which is the server. Now let's go back into our Ubuntu and check if we can capture what the attacker has been typing. First, you just need to go to a new terminal again, and you type the following commands on your screen. This is the directory where every keystroke will be saved. Just run this command: tail-f var/log/cowrie/cowrie.log and hit enter. Make sure you're running it from the Cowrie environment. Now if you check my screen, you see I have some informations here, and we can start looking at it from the top coming down. This is what the attacker has literally been doing here. We have everything happening here, and if the attacker does anything again, it's going to display here. You get this information. Now this is more like your report information, because you're going to get every attack they have been doing, every connection they have lost, everything that has happened, every key they have stroked on your keyboard is going to display here. This is how easy it is for you to trick attackers into falling for the wrong server while you get their attacks and protect your real system. This is what is known as deep dive cybersecurity. And if you love this video and want me to drop more videos on how you can protect your system or hack into permitted systems, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like this video, and hit the notification button so that whenever we drop an interesting video like this, you'll be the first to be notified by YouTube. Thank you for supporting the channel, and share it to your friends. I will see you in the next video.